So today I want to share with you something I found, actually something that I read, and the Lord in worship time just started ministering to me, just started saying, this is that, is this, is that, which I love. And anyway, I love to share it with you guys too, of course. But okay, so in Daniel 12:1, it says, at that time, and this is Daniel 12, so it's after he's had all those visions and coming to the end of them, it says, at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which stands for the children of thy people, and there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time, thy people shall be delivered. So, what do we call it? The rapture, or delivered, captured, caught up. Anyway, here it says, and at that time, thy people shall be delivered, when Michael, the archangel, stands up. Anyway, and then this is, in every one that shall be found written in the book, for they shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book shall be delivered. And many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life, and some to shame and everlasting contempt. And they that be wise shall shine as the brightness of the firmament, and they that turn many to righteousness as the stars forever and ever. Verse 4 says, but thou, Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even till the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. So here in Daniel 12:4, it says, they tell Daniel, Daniel, shut up the words and seal this book. So Daniel seals the book of all the revelations that God had given him. Daniel seals it. Okay, so in Daniel 10:10, it says, and behold, a hand touched me, which set me upon my knees and upon the palms of my hands. And he said unto me, O Daniel, greatly beloved, a man greatly beloved, understand the words that I speak unto you, and stand upright, for unto thee I am now sent. So Daniel, who's shown all the revelation of the end time, or the majority of it. I know the other prophets were shown things too, but not quite like Daniel. And Daniel is shown all the revelations, and Daniel is told, Daniel is the one that seals the book. And Daniel is told that the reason is because that they've come to him and showed him everything and given him understanding into the end times, is because he said unto me, O Daniel, a man greatly beloved. Understand the words that I speak unto thee, and stand upright, for unto thee I am now sent. So Daniel was a man greatly beloved of God. Okay. So now we fast forward, and we come to Revelation 5:1. And it says, and I saw the right hand of him that sat on the throne, I saw in the right hand of him who sat on the throne a book written. And on the back side, that book was sealed with 7 seals. So we find the book of Daniel that they told Daniel, the book of Revelation, not the book of Revelation, but all the revelations of the end time, seal it. And the next time we find that book, it's in the hand of Father in the throne room, on the throne. And so I saw a strong angel proclaiming with a loud voice, "Who is worthy to open the book and to loose the seals thereof?" And no man in heaven, nor in earth, nor neither under the earth was able to open the book, neither even to look upon it. And I wept much, because no man was found worthy to open and read the book, or neither to look upon it. Revelation 5:5 says, "And one of the elders said unto me, Weep not, for behold, the Lion of the tribe of Judah, the root of David, has proclaimed to open the book and to loose the 7 seals thereof." So no man was worthy. After Daniel sealed it, no man was worthy to open it or even to look upon it, except for the Lion of the tribe of Judah, of the root of David. So we know who that was. But in Revelation 6:6, and I beheld, and lo, in the midst of the throne, and of the 4 beasts, and in the midst of the elders, stood the Lion of the tribe of Judah, the one who was able to open the seals and to look upon it. But behold, when we looked at the Lion of the tribe of Judah, behold, it's a lamb. It's a little lamb that had been slain. Having horns and 7 eyes, which are the 7 spirits of God sent forth into all the earth. And he came and he took the book. The Lamb came and took the book out of the right hand of him that sat upon the throne, the Lion of Judah, who, behold, is a little lamb that was slain. When you look at him. Okay. Now, in Revelation 1:1, we come to the revelation of Jesus Christ, which God gave unto him, gave unto John, the Apostle John, to show unto his servants things which must shortly come to pass. And he sent and signified it by his angel to his servant John, who bore record of the word of God and of the testimony of Jesus Christ and of all the things that he had seen. So, in John 13:23, it says, "Now there was leaning on Jesus' bosom one of his disciples, whom Jesus loved." So John, the Apostle John, was known as John the Beloved, the one that Jesus loved. So we see Daniel, a man greatly beloved of God, shown the revelations, the end time revelations, told to seal up that book now, Daniel. And then we see in heaven, Father has that book with the seals on it. And he says, they say there's only one person that is worthy to open that book with the 7 seals, to open up those seals. And it's the Lion of the tribe of Judah, who, behold, is a lamb who had been slain. Then we find John, the Apostle John, who was the beloved of the Lord, who was shown everything in the book that Daniel was shown. And so the Lord was ministering to me how important it is to be beloved of God. And how is that, beloved? Through innocence and purity of heart. Daniel lived in the world. He did not. He refused to partake at the king's table. He refused to eat of the things of this world. He only partook of the Word of God, the things of God. Right? Daniel refused to eat at the king's Nebuchadnezzar's table. I don't know if you saw the other video that I just did, but it was all about looking into Daniel's eyes and seeing sheer innocence and purity. The purity and the innocence of the Lamb. The same that when we see the Lion of the tribe of Judah, which from the root of David tells us that he is the Son, Jesus, the Son of Man. But when we look at him, when our eyes look upon him to see the Lion of the tribe of Judah, the Son of Man, we see the Lamb who had been slain, the Son of God, Jesus, the Son of God. Right? Then we see John, the Apostle John, who is shown after the Lamb, purity, the innocence, the willingness to lay his life down for the people. We see the Apostle John, after those seals are open, revealed it, showed it to the Apostle John, who was a beloved of the Lord, who leaned on Jesus' chest. All he cared about was the heartbeat of Jesus. He didn't lean on his own understanding. He didn't walk in his own strength. He leaned on Jesus. Those two are the only ones that were shown what was written in that book that was sealed at the throne of Father. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? Well, not only that, but look at Daniel. In these last days, in this end time, where the kingdom of this world, the Babylonian kingdom that is manifest throughout all the kingdoms in that statue, all the Babylonian empires, right? Kingdoms of this world, Nebuchadnezzar, right? At the end times, the same kingdom, because we're in the feet and the toes. We are just getting in those toes, right? Where the 12 horns are going to make themselves known, right? So these kings at some point will be doing to the beloved bride of Christ, the beloved bride body of Christ, that they did to Daniel. They tried to do to Daniel, and they tried to do to John. And that was kill them. They tried to kill them both. They tried to kill Daniel because he wouldn't worship the statue. They tried to kill John. They tried to boil him, right? But guess what? Guess what? They couldn't do it. They couldn't kill him. They couldn't kill him. And that is the same for us. It's the same for us. If we want to be able to stand, if we want to be able to stand in these last days, we have got to make sure that we are not eating from the king's table, and that we are ones that Father says, oh, so-and-so, a woman or a man greatly beloved, or leaning on Jesus' chest, the beloved of the Lord, listening to the heartbeat of God. Not leaning on our own understanding that we've been conditioned to do through Nebuchadnezzar, the kings of this world, but transformed into leaning and trusting in what Father shows us. The heartbeat of God for these end times. That we're not killed. They couldn't kill him. They couldn't kill either one of these two greatly beloved of God. Right? Right? I just think that it's kind of astounding. And I know that's a lot to believe for. And I know, trust me, I know many will be martyred. I know that. And I that's all part of it. But the enemy couldn't kill these two beloved of the Lord. And we, as the bride of Christ, are the beloved of the Lord. We are. If we will press into it, that we come before Father face to face, that He hears the knocking, He hears the cry of the Spirit within us, crying out for Him. And the Spirit in the bride say, come. That's us. That's us. And that Father would show us the book that is no longer sealed, and that we would have understanding into these end times. We would have understanding into the plans of the enemy, so we don't fall prey to him, because we are not eating at his table, right? Just like the young prophet with Jeroboam, right? He goes in and tells what Father prophesies to Jeroboam. Jeroboam tries to put his hand against the young prophet, and Jeroboam's hand withers. His strength is depleted. His strength is made weakness before the man of God. And even prays for the man of God to restore his strength. And God does it. But what does Jeroboam, the king of that time, want to do to that young prophet? He wants him to eat at his table. He wants to pollute him. He wants to fasten his eyes shut. He wants them to eat of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, of the fruit of the kingdom, the fruit of the fleshly kingdom. So his eyes will be darkened, so he cannot see God. Right? But he doesn't do it. The young king doesn't do it. He said, I'm not eating at your table. And as a matter of fact, the way I came, I can't even go out the way I came. I'm going out another way. And what happens? What happens? The enemy sends in an old wise man. That old wise man was one of Solomon's wise men. That when the kingdom was divided, he went with Jeroboam. Because that old prophet, that old wise man, he was used to eating at Solomon's table that was polluted. And he wanted more. And so did the people. They wanted more. And so he comes and he tells the young prophet, he finds them because his sons were in there. Anyway, it's another story. I think I did a video on it. Pretty sure I did. Anyway, and he said, which way did he go? Which way did the young prophet go? Goes to him and he says, I too am a prophet of God. And an angel told me to tell you, little one, I'm your elder. I know better than you. Listen to what I counsel the kings of the land. Speak what I give you. Come eat at my table. The angel told me to tell you to come and eat at my table. And the young prophet, in his innocence, goes. And guess what happens? He dies. He dies. He is shut down. He dies. Right? So it's so important. To me, this is like so important right now. That's why I say to you, well, I want to learn from Father. Father has taught me for the past 5 years very, so special to me. So faithful. So faithful. And I know he wants to teach you. If you will press into him, make him the most important thing in your life. Every single day, I take my children to school. I have from 8:30 in the morning until 2 o'clock. Guess what I do? Guess what that time is devoted to? Don't ask me to do anything during that time because I'm praying and I'm studying and I'm praying and I'm studying. That, I have to have that. I have to. It is my life. Our lives have to be more lived in the spirit than it is lived in the natural realm. Right? And you got to make that. I have to make that decision. I could, go have a fun day. I could. But for me, that's a fun day. Because to me, the kingdom of God and the Word of God is like Blue's Clues. It's like, but it's like Blue's Clues. It's like putting a puzzle together. It's like, it's a world of discovery. It's a world of discovering and knowing Him. I want to encourage you guys today with this because this has just been such a blessing for me. Such a blessing. And, Father was ministering this to me, and I'm going to a new church because I just moved to a new state a while ago now, 2 years. But it took me 2 years to find the most amazing church I've ever been to, and I'm so grateful. The first night I went there, it was worship night on Wednesday, and I got on the floor, because I'm a carpet girl, I get on the floor and just go away. I just go in the spirit with Him. But anyway, I cried for an hour straight. Well, anyway, one of the leaders, it's a bunch of leaders, and they're very humble, and they're beautiful, beautiful. And the Lord was showing me this. And it's funny because this guy, he has he's bald-headed, he's burly, big guy, and he's got a long red, like lion's beard. And so when you just first look at him, you're like, ooh, okay, good job, Lord. You know, you got that one. Good job, because you'd expect to see him on a Harley or, you know, not serving the Lord necessarily. I know I'm typecasting, which is wrong, but you know what I'm saying. But when he opens his mouth and you look in his eyes, they twinkle with purity and innocence, and he opens his mouth, and it's not a lion, it's a lamb. It's a lamb that had been slain. And so, you know, it's just a visual picture to that throne room experience with the book. Anyway, that's it for today. I just wanted to share that with you. I'm so grateful for all of you. I can't say it enough because I come and share these nuggets of the Lord, these beautiful nuggets that the Lord gives me to, you know, I know you have your nuggets too. And out of all those nuggets, it's like that stone that is hewn out of the mountain without a man's hand, without man touching it. It is all the Spirit of the Lord and thrown at that Babylonian statue that is all the empires of darkness, and it's destroyed. Well, that mountain, that stone becomes a huge mountain. And that's like for us. We get all these stones or these nuggets. I call them nuggets because that's how the ministering angel showed me. And they all together become one huge, beautiful mountain of God that we live in. Anyway, okay, that's it for today. Tell me what you think. Until next time, study. I've gotten some comments, and I'm so grateful. And 2 people gave me some insight. And I was like, I took Kevin's comment to the Lord already. I was like, and I looked it up. I looked up the root of it, and I was like, interesting. Very interesting. Anyway, so, okay, leave me a comment and share with me what you've studied. Not with the hand of man, but with the Spirit of the living God. Okay, I'll see you later. Bye-bye.